Hi guys! Happy New Year! It's that time of the year again to plan the new year and also reflect on the past year. I know I should have done this in November or December, but better late than never, right? So I'll start off with my 2025 reflection. So before doing my 2025 reflection, I thought last year was a really hard year for me, which it was physically and mentally. But just like any other years, there's ups and downs. So I think this is a good thing about doing reflection. And some of the highlights were definitely traveling. In 2024, I also said that traveling was one of my highlights, and I actually wanted to travel less last year, but that did not go as planned. So when the year started, I went on a lot of ski trips. So I went on a 2 days and 1 night ski trip, and I tried snowboarding with one of my friends for the first time. And the few months after January and February, the weather was getting better. I went on a lot of drives outside of Seoul. Yeah, I went driving crazy. In April and May, I went to Cambodia with my best friend. He's been with me since my first year in Korea, so like 8 years ago. So I was really glad that I could show him my culture, the food, and my family, and I was really happy that he enjoyed it. And in August, I went to Japan. That was not in the plan at all. Japan was never on my traveling list, but I really enjoyed it. It was really clean, really safe. It was beautiful. And Japan was kind of like a solo trip, semi-solo trip. I got to learn a lot about myself. And in the summer as well, I went to a city called Kunsan. It was my first time there last year. It was a small and quiet city, but I quite enjoyed it. There was a beach, there were good food, and I went when it was a holiday season. So it was super crowded, but still I had a great time. And then I went to Busan and Gyeongju with a friend's family. Busan is always a great place to visit because I lived there for a year before. I think I kept going again every single year, and I'm happy about that. And then in November, December, I went to France and Spain. So I visited Paris, Toulouse, Versailles, Carcassonne, Barcelona. So among these trips, my most proudest moment is the Europe trip because I was there for 17 days with my parents. I'm the eldest daughter, so I planned everything. I planned the itinerary, I booked all the Airbnbs, I booked all the entry tickets, and I guided everyone around. So I'm glad that we made it out safe and no one got hurt, and it was an enjoyable trip. Actually, to go on a trip, I had to say no to a few opportunities that I would have been so happy to be doing. So I was super bummed before going, but you cannot trade times with families with anything else, really. And lastly, before the year end, during Christmas, I went to Taipei, Taiwan. It was my second time there, and I really enjoyed it. I like Taiwanese food, I like all the greens there. Oh my god, as a plant lover, Taipei was beautiful. But this time I only got to visit Taipei and Beitou. Also Tamsui, I think, Tamsui, that's what it's called. Those cities are next to Taipei, but next time I really want to go to like Hualien and Kaohsiung and stuff. So yes, I will be back in Taiwan. So for the challenges, in March, I broke up with someone I dated for 3 years. I struggled a lot with self-blame. I felt guilty for ending it at a time where it was not great for my partner. And I knew that it was a hard decision for me. It took a lot of courage. And deep down, I know that things wouldn't have gotten better even if I stayed. And another challenge is my health. I started feeling pain in my back from, I think, April. So I went to the hospital, got like 8 steroid shots, didn't get better. So I kept going to different hospitals. I tried like Korean medical clinics with the traditional Korean acupuncture. It didn't help as well. So this year I want to get it checked again, but that was also really hard for me. And another health problem was my PMS. I've always known that I feel not great before my period, but I never really tracked my period. I did, but it was like I tracked for a few months and then I stopped and then I track again. So this time I made an effort to track over 6 months now, I think. And I found out that a week before my period, I get really, really sad and I would cry uncontrollably. And it gets really hard sometimes, especially when you have to go to work the next day. So I really want to get this fixed this year. I did go to a OBGYN earlier and the only thing they prescribed me was a birth control pill, which is not something that I want. So I'm trying to find other options and I want to see if I can change it through my habits like drinking more water, sleeping more, exercising more. I'm not sure, I'm still learning about myself, but I'm glad I found a root cause of my horrible feelings. So I kind of want to add a bit about my personal growth. So I think last year I really made an effort to understand myself better by doing the artist way, where I morning journaled, I went on solo dates with myself once a week, and I answered questions about my childhood and what I want in the future. I think it was, I guess, more than enjoyable, it was eye-opening to learn more about myself. Last year I also tried new hobbies, snowboarding, Pilates, I tried flying yoga. A friend introduced me to Sudoku, and I also went climbing a few times last year too. I want to keep learning in 2026 and just be curious. So I guess we can move on to gratitude. I'm super thankful to be financially stable. I'm thankful for the people around my life that helped me, went through tough times, like my friends, my family, and also my colleagues at work. So that was my 2025 reflection. Now let's move on to my 2026 goals. So this year I divided my goals into 6: health, recreation and fun, career, personal growth, relationship, and finance. So for health, the first thing is to get professionally checked for my health. So that will be for my ongoing back pain and my PMS. And I want to try to keep a consistent active habit. Oh my god, I forgot to say that I tried running last year, but I didn't last that long. This year, I want to run when the weather is better. I also want to bike. I biked quite a lot to work last year, so I want to continue that. And I want to go to the gym if it's possible, even 30 minutes. And I want to try swimming again. I used to swim a lot as a child or like as a teen, but not now because it's a bit hard to swim in Seoul, at least for me. I want to go to 5 new places or countries. Countries is a bit difficult because 5 countries, that's crazy. But there are 2 cities in Korea that I haven't visited that I want to go. First in Dokdo, and the second one is Daean. And I want to try 5 new sports and skills. So surfing, pickleball, tennis. The 2 more I haven't thought about. But surfing, I've put that in my goal list for I think 3 years consecutively. And for career, I want to be more professional at work. I want to talk to people on LinkedIn and I want to get invited to events. I always say no to those, but now that I don't get invited, I feel really sad. And I want to work on side hustles, even if they don't generate money. It could be YouTube, it could be TikTok, I could start a Substack. It's also something that's always been on my goal list that I have not really focused on. So I want to do that this year. And for personal growth, I want to pass the A2 exam. I've been learning Spanish for a little over a year now, and I think I should be able to pass A2, but my skill sucks because I don't practice. And I want to get the F5 visa, which is the permanent resident visa here in Korea. And I want to dedicate more time for self-care. So that will be going on solo trips like I did in Japan. It can be just within the country. And I want to do self-reflection each month, and I want to do 1 beauty self-care per quarter. I got my hair done 2 or 3 times last year and I really enjoyed it. I think it's such a therapeutic activity and I feel really good afterwards. It does cost quite a bit, but if money can buy happiness, I would do it. Okay, for relationship, I put family trip. So I'll be going to Cambodia at the end of April for my cousin's wedding, and I want to reconnect with 10 friends. As I grow older, I know I'm only 25, But I learned that relationship means effort. If none of you is making effort to reconnect and to talk, it won't grow. Just like anything in life. And for finance, I want to do financial reflection each month. Oh, I made a vision board this year. I'm gonna insert it here. I know 80% are just hobbies, activities like climbing, swimming, surfing, running, but these are the things that I put last in my life. I always say I'm gonna go swimming when I have time, when I find the right, I don't know, swimming pool. But you know what? If I don't see it, if I forget about it, I won't ever do it. I'm gonna put it on my laptop screen so I can remind myself every day and feel guilty about it. Does it sound psychotic? So I know I have a lot of goals and truthfully speaking, I'm not sure if I can accomplish everything, but I want to keep reminding myself to live a life that feels balanced, intentional, and true to me, and to trust the process, to trust that slow, consistent growth is still growth, and that I am enough. So it will be a year where I focus on me. Okay, so that was my reflection and my goals. And thank you so much for being here with me. Please comment down below how 2025 was for you and the goals for the new year's. I'll meet you here again in my new videos. And until then, please stay healthy and happy. Bye!